All right, today we are diving into a really interesting and maybe a little controversial idea from a text called The Secret Mission of a Woman. It lays out a spiritual way of looking at partnership that's probably very different from what you're used to. So let's get right into it.
So, the whole thing kicks off with this really powerful question. What if marriage wasn't just about finding a companion or, starting a family? What if it was about taking on a specific spiritual mission together? Just asking that one question kind of flips the whole script on partnership, right?
So just so we're all on the same page, what we're breaking down here is a very specific spiritual viewpoint. The text we're looking at bases its ideas on Judaic tradition, so that's the specific lens we'll be using to understand all these concepts. Okay, so the first big idea we need to tackle is what the text calls the spiritual feminine role. Honestly, this is the absolute core of the whole mission we're talking about. Now, this mission gets a very specific name, correction. And I know what you're thinking, but the text is super clear that this has nothing to do with criticism or trying to control someone, not at all. It's framed as a spiritual role, this idea of gently guiding a partner to become a better, fuller version of themselves. And the main tools for this? Love and support.
And you can really feel the weight this philosophy puts on the feminine role in this one quote, which is actually from the book's subtitle, "She is the key to elevating the man." That one line tells you everything. Her role isn't just to be supportive, it's seen as absolutely essential, the driving force of transformation in the relationship.
So you might be asking, where does an idea like this even come from? Well, the source material argues that its roots are ancient, and it points to a specific perspective from the Talmud to build its case.
So according to the text we're looking at, the Talmud actually explains why men and women might come to marriage with totally different things driving them. And this supposed difference in motivation? Well, that's presented as the very foundation for this unique mission for the woman. So here's the breakdown the text presents. On one side, you have the masculine desire, which is said to be about building the I, the self. But on the other side, the feminine desire is supposedly focused on that mission of correction and building the we, the partnership as a single unit. The argument is that this deep-seated drive to fulfill a purpose is what's really behind the feminine desire for marriage. Okay, so if this is the mission, how do you actually go about it? Well, the text shifts from the why to the how, and it lays out a kind of roadmap for finding a partner who's actually a good fit for this kind of spiritual journey. And this is a really crucial point the philosophy makes. This is not a license to go out and try to fix somebody. The goal is not to force them to change. It's about something much more subtle. It's about identifying a partner who already has that potential inside him, and, this is key, is willing to be guided on his own path of growth.
The text actually lays out a pretty clear three-step process. First, you identify his potential for growth. Step 2, and this might be the most important one, you evaluate his willingness to be helped. Is he actually open to this? Is he receptive? And only then, once you've established that, do you move to step 3. You can start building your shared future together, with this mission at the very heart of it.
But what's the end game here? What is this whole mission really for? According to the text, it's not just about the two people in the relationship. It's about creating something much bigger, a family legacy. In this view, the partnership itself is basically a vehicle for a higher purpose. All that spiritual work, the guiding, the elevating, the growing together, it's all meant to fuel the creation of something that will last long after the couple is gone.
So, the ultimate goal of the mission is to build a family. But the text is clear. This isn't just about having kids. It's about creating a family unit that makes a real, tangible, positive difference in the world. The idea is that the spiritual alignment of the couple becomes the foundation for a legacy that kind of ripples outward.
So, there you have it. It's a very structured, mission-driven way of looking at a partnership. It's a pretty challenging idea, which leaves us with a final question to chew on. How does this ancient idea of a relationship as a mission really fit in with our modern ideas about love, equality, and personal fulfillment? Definitely something to think about.